Murphy Carter was the first name on the list that made sense to Terry. Murphy was a linebacker on the football team and was known as an all-around party guy. But he had nothing in common with the rest of them. Terry was about to ask Ricky Moore when Mr. Rothrock came in, ready to talk about genetics, and for the next 40 minutes Terry forgot all about the party. But after school, walking outside to meet Nikki, he passed a crowd gathered on the front steps. Lisa Bloom was talking to a small crowd of students. Nikki caught up with him on the sidewalk and took his elbow. "Hi, Terry," she said. "How was your day?" "Weird," said Terry honestly. "How about you?" "Pretty weird too. I feel like a celebrity because of the invitation to the party." "Which way do you want to walk home?" Terry asked. "I guess by the wait a minute," said Nikki. Lisa's reading off a list. She squinted to where Lisa was speaking. Maybe to make up for her deafness, Nikki's eyesight was great, and she could read lips across a room. "She's figured out everyone who's invited to the party," Nikki said. "It's 9 people." "Only 9, said Terry. "That's what she says. There's you and me, Trisha, Ricky Shore, Murphy Carter, Angela Martiner, Les Whittle, David Summers, and an Alex Beal." "Alex? Oh, wonderful," Terry muttered sarcastically. For years he and Alex had been best friends. They had grown up together, played tennis together, even gone out with girls together, until last year when Nikki had stopped going with Alex and started dating Terry. Alex had never gotten over his feelings for Nikki, and sometimes Terry wondered if Nikki was over her feelings for Alex. "This whole list is bizarro," Nikki was saying. "None of us hang out together, except maybe Murphy and David. David, like Murphy, was on the football team and also played basketball. Angela was a slim, pretty redhead with a fast reputation, and Les was a science whiz who kept to himself." Terry couldn't think why any of them had been invited. But if Alex Beal was on the list, he was suddenly glad that he was too. "Oh, look," said Nikki. "Here comes Justine. Maybe she'll explain the list." Justine came walking briskly out the front door of the school. As she did, the crowd moved closer to her. Reluctantly, Terry followed Nikki up on the steps. "Where have you been all day?" someone asked Justine. "I had a doctor's appointment in Waynesbridge," said Justine. "I just got back for last period." "Come on," said Lisa. "Explain your guest list." "What's to explain?" said Justine sweetly. "I'm just having a party." "I've got it," said Murphy Carter. "If you look at the list, everyone invited is either a jock or a wimp or someone's girlfriend." "Is that it, Justine?" "I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about," she said with a shrug. "I just invited some people I want to get to know better." She was wearing a body-hugging white wool dress, and with her frosty blonde hair and green eyes, she looked more like a model than ever. "I like Murphy's idea," said David. "The wimps and the jocks." "So what do you think, wimp?" asked Murphy, spotting Terry. "You got the guts to go to the party and stay all night?" "I hope you'll all come to the party," said Justine. She turned her dazzling smile on Murphy. "Can I count on you, Murphy?" she said. Sure," he said, suddenly looking goofy. "You can count on me too," said David. "I'm glad," said Justine. "Now, both of you have to promise that you'll dance with me. I have a really rad sound system, and I bought a lot of excellent dance CDs." Justine was laying it on pretty thick, and Terry could see that Murphy and David were buying it. "Hey, I'd like to dance with you," said Bobby McCory, who had appeared from somewhere with his buddy, Marty Danforth. Bobby was on the varsity football team, but he had a bad temper, and most of the other guys didn't hang out with him. He and Marty were the biggest bullies in the school. "Well, I'd like to dance with you too, Bobby," said Justine, her voice suddenly sarcastic. "Why don't you come to my aerobics class?" The other kids laughed, and Bobby glared at them before turning back to Justine. "Why don't I come to your party instead?" he said. "You probably just forgot to send me an invitation, right?" "No," said Justine, smiling again. "I didn't forget." "Well, you'd better change your mind," said Bobby with a scowl. "Me and Marty don't like to be left out of things." "I'm sorry you feel that way," said Justine. "But this is a small party, and you guys just aren't on the list." "We'll see about that," said Bobby menacingly. "Come on, Marty," he added. "Let's leave these dorks and go have some fun." He and Marty stalked away, then jumped on their motorcycles and roared off. Terry had a feeling they weren't giving up, but Justine didn't seem at all concerned. "Hey, Justine, what about dates?" Murphy asked. I can bring my girlfriend, can't I? It's not a party for dates, said Justine. It's not that kind of party at all. But Monica and I have been going together for 2 years, said Murphy. Then I'm sure she won't mind giving you a little space for just one night, said Justine. Terry and Nikki were turning to leave when the front door to the school swung open with a bang. Alex Beal came swaggering down the steps, his huge, muscular frame seeming to take up all the space a foot around him. Terry had to admit that Alex was good-looking, with his short blonde hair, his confident smile, his laughing dark eyes. As soon as he got close to Justine, he winked. "Got your invitation," he said. "Good," said Justine. "I hope I can count on you." "Oh, you can count on me," said Alex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What comes after 5, Alex? Terry thought. The sight of Alex always made Terry feel uneasy and sarcastic these days. "I knew I could count on you, Alex," Justine said, smiling again. She turned and gave a little wave to the kids who were still there. "See the rest of you later," she said, and strolled out to the parking lot. Terry took Nikki's hand and tugged gently. But before they could get down the steps, Murphy Carter's voice cut through the noise. "Hey, Terry," he said. "Wimp, were you going so fast?" "We're going home," said Terry. "What do you think?" "Right," said Murphy. "But you never answered my question." Quickly he explained to Alex about the invitations going either to Wimps or Jocks. "So I asked Terry if he thought he could go the distance and stay all night." "Good question," said Alex, laughing. "Can you?" "Oh, wow. A haunted house," said Terry. "I'm shaking in my shoes." Alex used his best Count Dracula voice to say, "Even if it's on Fear Street?" "It's just another street, as far as I'm concerned," said Murphy. "All that garbage about evil things happening there is just superstition." "I'm not so sure about that," said Alex thoughtfully. "Now who's the wimp?" cracked Murphy, slightly confused. "Hey, Alex, whose side are you on?" "Give me a break, Murphy," Alex said, rolling his dark eyes. "Halloween on Fear Street? I'm ready." He turned back to Terry, an odd smirk on his handsome face. "What about it, Terry? Think you and the Wimps'll be able to stay all night in a haunted house?" "I've got no problem with it," said Terry. "But are you sure your mommy will let you stay out after dark?" Alex ignored Terry's shot and called to Ricky Shore, who was headed to the parking lot, carrying the paper bag with his dead biology project. "Hey, Shore," he shouted. "How about you? You going to join Terry's team and show up at the party?" "Sure, I'll show up," said Ricky. "And I'm not a wimp." Alex, David, and Murphy laughed. "I love it," said Murphy. "He's not a wimp. He doesn't have the guts to be a wimp," cried David. The three of them started laughing all over again, slapping one another high fives. "So who else is on your team, Terry?" asked Alex. "Les Whittle, maybe, and Trisha? Think they'll have the guts to go?" "Ask them yourself," said Terry. He took a deep breath. Nikki gave him a worried look, then turned to the Jocks. "Come on, guys," she said. "This isn't a contest, it's a party. Why can't we all just—" "Sorry, Nikki," said Murphy. "Maybe it started out as a party, but it's a contest now. Us against them. The Jocks against the Wimps." Terry stood there a moment, exasperated. Alex was always trying to show him up. Why couldn't he just accept that Nikki was his girlfriend now? "Find someone else to play your games," he said finally. "Come on, Nikki." "In other words," said Alex, "you're too chicken to go." "In that case, Nikki, maybe you'd better join our team. Sounds like Terry's not sure he can protect you." "I can take care of Nikki, obviously better than you," Terry shouted, losing his temper and immediately feeling embarrassed about it. "Will you both stop acting like children?" Nikki shouted. "I can take care of myself. And for your information, I'm not on any so-called team. That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard." "Oh yeah," said Alex, looking stung. "Maybe you ought to think twice about that." He took a step forward, his face suddenly dark with anger. "Take it easy, Alex," Terry said. "Nobody meant anything. It's just a party, all right?" "It's more than that now," muttered Alex. "And you know it." He turned and walked quickly to the parking lot. The crowd of kids began to break up. "Yo, Captain Wimp," Ricky cheerfully called from across the parking lot. "We're going to cream those guys, huh, dude?" "They don't have a chance," Terry called back, suddenly into the competition without realizing it. "We'll show them who the real wimps are. And it's not us." He started to reach for Nikki's hand, but stopped in surprise. She was standing still and staring up at him, her face full of misery. "Hey, funny face," he said. "What's the matter?" "This stupid contest," she said, frowning. "Why'd you let those guys push you into it?" "Nobody pushed me into anything," said Terry. "Besides, it's nothing to worry about. It's just a goof." "To you maybe," Nikki said. "But not to Alex. Didn't you see his face? He's serious about this. Deadly serious."